Chapter 1 Introduction. Solid waste refers to the range of garbage arising from animal and human activities that are discarded as unwanted and useless. Solid waste is generated from industrial, residential, and commercial activities in a given area and may be handled in a variety of ways, such as landfills. Landfills are classified as sanitary, municipal construction, and demolition or industrial waste site. Basically, waste can be categorized based on materials such as plastic, paper, glass, metal, and organic waste. Categorization may also be based on hazard potential, including radioactive, flammable, infectious, toxic, or non-toxic. After waste have been dumped by human into the garbage container, the waste need to be hauled to the landfill using two systems, which are haul container system and stationary container system. First, for the haul container system, there are two main types of system, which are tilt frame container and trash trailer. So for this system, the driver usually will load the container with solid waste until full and then send it to the landfill. After that, the emptied container will travel back to the original site and then move to the next site. And this process will be repeated for the next sites. The second container system used is stationary system. This system used for the storage of waste remain at the point of waste generation, except when moved for collection. For this system, there are two main types of stationary container used, which are self-loading compactors and manually loaded vehicles. So basically, for this system, the trip to the disposal site are made after the solid waste have been picked from one station to another station until full, and then the solid waste will be sent to the landfill. After that, the emptied container will be driven back to the beginning of point collection as shown in the slide here. Next, scope of study. This case study was conducted in UiTM Shah Alam that involved 8 colleges, which are Melati, Mawar, Seroja, Anggerik, Delima, Perindu, Meranti, and Teratai. Melati, Mawar, Anggerik, and Seroja are tenanted by female students, while Delima, Perindu, and Meranti are tenanted by male students. Since the college were tenanted by different gender, so the waste have been generated were also different. Objective. For this project, there are 3 objectives, which are: first, to determine amount of solid waste generated by each college in UiTM Shah Alam. Second, to digitize the information gathered regarding solid waste management in UiTM Shah Alam into Geographical Information System or GIS software. And the last one is to provide recommendation for better management of the solid waste.
There are a few problems in the existing solid waste management system in UiTM Shah Alam. For example, allocation of waste bins at improper location, multiple and manual handling of the waste, and no separate bins for recyclable waste. These problems not only have an effect to the environment but also to human health, aesthetical impact, and comfort of human beings. In terms of environment, when there is no proper handling of the waste, it could lead to air pollution or the problem and breeding ground to insects and rodents. It can possibly cause groundwater contamination. Next, exposure to hazardous waste can affect human health. Children will be more vulnerable to these pollutants. In fact, direct exposure can lead to diseases through chemical exposure. as the release of chemical waste into the environment leads to chemical poisoning. Moreover, when the waste is not properly managed, it becomes unpleasing to the human eyes. Lastly, the odor that released from the waste due to improper management also causes discomfort to human beings while undergoing everyday activities.
This figure shows the questions that been asked to the respondent in the questionnaire forms. This graph shows the number of waste disposal in a day. From the graph, we can see that most respondents say that they dispose the food waste 2 times per day. Next, we can estimate that most people usually throw the paper once per day, while for the plastic 2 times per day. And lastly, we can see that no people throw out the waste of glass in a day. For the methodology, the first step, we set up some observatory station in every college of UiTM Shah Alam so as to capture the solid waste collection data. From the Google Earth, we obtain the coordinate of Melati, Mawar and Great Seroja Perindu Delima and Teratai College, and the value of the coordinate were inserted into a digital format using Microsoft Excel and saved as the table that can be compatible with ArcGIS version such as text and tab delimited. Number 2, close the Microsoft Excel and start the Art Catalog. The data that have been saved as text from the Microsoft Excel need to create the feature class from the XY table. Number 3, select the XY field and save the shapefile named collegecity.hhp in appropriate location. Number 4, open the ArcMap and the coordinate data that have been saved as collegecity.shp in ArcCatalog is added into the ArcMap. This figure shows the coordinate that being transformed to the point feature using the ArcMap.
For step number 5, we can do georeferencing by adding the layer residing in map coordinate and add the raster dataset. This way, because we want to overlap the UiTM map with the coordinate point for every college. By this way, we can be certain that we are referencing the same location in both raster and align layer. The maximum point for the georeferencing is at least 3 points. We can click on the control point and then click to the known location to do the georeferencing. For step number 6, by clicking Open Attribute Table, we can create field to add data for population equivalent, PE, and waste generated for each college per day. Next, by clicking Start Editing, we can insert the value of PE equivalent and waste generated for each college per day. After the key in data process end, we can click Stop Editing. For step number 7, all the information has been added to each point location. By clicking Identify, we can view the data that being inserted for each point of location. For step number 8, By inserting new feature class for area coverage with type of polygon, we can start digitizing process. Digitizing being done for the coverage area for each of the college in handling their solid waste.
For the data analysis, the first table shows the waste produced by single person per day based on the type of waste, which are food waste, paper, plastic, and glass. The number of waste produced by a single person in a day is obtained from the questionnaire. However, the value from the questionnaire are in range. For example, for the food waste, the range is from 0 to 200 kg. Thus, to obtain the exact value of food waste produced, we use the, the environmental engineering book to obtain the exact value based on the type of waste. For example, for the food waste, with the range of from 0 to 200 kg, the exact value is 0.208 kg based on the environmental engineering book. The value from the engineer. The second table shows the population equivalent PE for every college. In other meaning, the amount of students in every college. The data is obtained from UiTM Facilities Department. The third table shows the amount of solid waste generated in a day by every college in UiTM Shah Alam. To obtain the amount of waste generated in college in a day, we need to multiply the value of waste produced by a single person in a day from the first table with the population equivalent value from the second table. Then, by adding up all the waste generated by every college in terms of the type of waste, we would be able to find the total waste generated in a day based on the type of waste. The fourth table shows the physical properties table where we can obtain the density based on the type of waste. For example, the type of waste in this case study are food waste, paper, plastic, and glass. The density is used to obtain the efficiency of the solid waste system in UiTM Shah Alam. The last table in the data analysis show the efficiency of the solid waste in UiTM Shah Alam. The density of every type of waste is obtained from the previous table. Total waste generated in a week is obtained by multiplying the total waste generated in a day by each type of waste with 7 days.
In conclusion, from the data collected, Melati College contributes to the highest amount of solid waste generated per day compared to the other college. This is due to the highest number of students living in Melati College. From the study, it is crystal clear that improper waste management practice have a significant impact on the natural environment and sustainable development in the study. By using GIS software, we can digitize the coverage area of solid waste generated by the residents of each college in UiTM Shah Alam.
Based on the recommendation obtained from the questionnaire above, it is advisable to provide more dustbin and recycle bins to cater all the solid waste generated in every college. Although the truck capacity is able to cater all the waste generated by the occupants, the dustbin itself having limited space to cater more waste. Thus, the quantity of the dustbin need to be increased. The recycle bins will help to separate the waste into different type of waste. This will actually ease the recycling process at the landfill.